Hey, this is Olga, and today I wanted to show you how to make this round puff stitch trivet. I made it with this yarn. This is Dishie worsted weight yarn, 100% cotton, and the colors are, this is a light gray color and this is color Swan. You will need a 5mm crochet hook, and also scissors and a yarn needle. You can also use any type of yarn you like, so this is what I used, but I would say the main thing is it's 100% cotton and also it's a worsted weight yarn. We start with the magic ring. And chain 1, and then we work 6 puff stitches into the ring. To work a puff stitch, the yarn over and insert your hook into the center of the ring, yarn over, pull up a loop, a longer loop, yarn over again, insert your hook again and pull up a loop again. So you'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 loops on your hook, and one more time yarn over, insert your hook into the center and pull up a loop. You'll have 7 loops on your hook. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now yarn over and pull through all 7 loops on your hook and chain 1. So that's 1 puff stitch. We'll work 5 more puff stitches into the center. Yarn over, insert your hook into the center, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull up a loop, and one more time yarn over, pull up a loop, and pull through all 7 loops on your hook. So we've got 2 puff stitches, we need 4 more. Yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull up a loop, and one more time yarn over, pull up a loop, and pull through all 7 loops. We've got 3 puff stitches now. So whenever this circle gets too wide, just pull on that other end to tighten it a little bit. And then we need 3 more puff stitches. And the last one. And chain 1. So we've got 6 puff stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now tighten this end and close this round. Join it to the first stitch. So that's our first stitch, and this is the top of the first stitch. So here this loop, and join with a slip stitch. So this is our first round. To start the second round, see that gap here between the first and the second puff stitch? We will insert our hook into that gap and work a slip stitch. Because we want to start our next round in the middle, in between those stitches, and not on top of those stitches. So we just slip stitch to that into that space, and then instead of chaining 1, we just pull our loop slightly longer and then start with our puff stitches straight away. So in the second round we will increase the puff stitches because our circle is getting wider. so we will need more stitches. So we work 2 puff stitches in the first space, so yarn over, insert your hook in between those puff stitches and pull up a loop. Second time, third time, and pull through all the loops and chain 1. So 1 puff stitch, and we work another puff stitch in the same space. So we've got 2 puff stitches here in the first space, and then we do the same thing with every other space around. So 2 puff stitches in every single space between the puff stitches. Again, yarn over, insert your hook in the next space and work a puff stitch. And another one. So we've got 2 puff stitches here, 2 puff stitches in the next space, and then we work in the next space 2 puff stitches as well, all the way around in every space. So at the end of this round we should have 12 puff stitches. So this is the last space. And the last puff stitch. So we should have 12 puff stitches. Let's see. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Now we connect the second round the same way we did in the first round, with the slip stitch on top of the first stitch here, the top stitch of the first puff stitch with a slip stitch. And we start the next round exactly the same way we started in this round. In the second one, we slip stitch into the next space to start our next round in between those puff stitches. So in round number 3 we increase, so those 2 puff stitches worked in the same space called increases, so I will call them increase stitch from now on. So in round number 3 we will work in the first space 1 puff stitch, and then we increase in the second space, which means we work 2 puff stitches here. And then we will work 1 puff stitch again in the next space. And then we work 2 puff stitches, increase in the next space. So 1 increase, 1 increase, 1 increase, and so on around the round number 3. So here we work 2, here we work 1, here 2 again, and so on. So at the end of this round we will have 18 stitches. Now I'm at the end of round 3 and I have 18 puff stitches here. We will join this round and start the next one, round number 4, the same way. And now in the next round we will work puff stitch in the first space, 1 puff stitch in the second space, and then 2 and increase in the third. So puff stitch, increase, 1 1 increase, 1 1 increase, all the way around. So at the end you will have 24 puff stitches. Now I'm at the end of round 4 and we should have 24 puff stitches here. Let's see. 1 2 4 6 8 10 12 14 16 18 22 24 puff stitches. So we'll just join the round and slip stitch in the first gap to start the next round. So in the last round we have increased in every third stitch, and now in this round, in round number 5, we will be increasing in every fourth stitch. So the first is 1 puff stitch, one puff stitch in the next, one in the next, so we've got 3 puff stitches, and then the fourth stitch is the increase. So we work 2 puff stitches in the fourth space. And so on. So we will be increasing every fourth stitch in this round. And so in round number 6 we will be increasing every 5th stitch, in round number 7 every 6th stitch, in round number 8 every 7th stitch, and in round number 9 every 8th stitch. So we have 9 rounds altogether. And you can count the rounds. So this is 9 rounds here. We can count from the center. So this is round number 1, the center. Then I will just count the increases. You will see the increases here. So this is round number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 rounds. Just follow the increases in each round and you will know how many rounds you have. And also you can see that the increases are shifted 1 stitch to the left because we have increased not on top of the increase in the last round, but 1 stitch further, 1 stitch after. So here I'm at the end of round number 9. This is my last increase. And you should have 54 stitches in this round. So now we, instead of joining the usual way like this, we will join this round in the back loop only, because we will work after that in back loops only and working slip stitches in each stitch. So join the round. If this is your stitch, back loop only, insert a hook into the back loop and work a slip stitch. And then we work slip stitches and back loops all the way around. That will be our little border. Just a nice finish for this trivet. So you can see the difference without and with the border. It's just slightly more finished. And just work all the way around. There are no more increases, just one stitch, one slip stitch in each stitch. So all the way around. So I have a couple of stitches left, and we'll see where I started. I started here exactly. This was the first stitch. So I have a couple of stitches still to go. And instead of joining here like we normally do, I will cut yarn and then pull through. Thread the needle. And now insert your needle into the next stitch, but under both of these loops, so front and back loop. And then from the top, going back to the same stitch the yarn is coming from. So the yarn is coming from this stitch and under these two loops, and then we're going back to the center of this stitch from the top to create a similar stitch we have everywhere else. So it looks exactly like the slip stitch we had in the last round. And so from here you can just weave in this end, secure it